make me like the fuck it's happening. What the fuck is this? What is this? As a leftist girly, you could never make me like the Democratic Party, and you for surely, for shit show, could never make me like Barack Obama. But no, really, they spent the past 10 years, literally the past 10 years, telling you that this man right here is the biggest, baddest, most fascist threat to America and the world since Hitler, Mussolini, and them. But yet, here he is showing all 32 with your grandma's favorite president. They damn near gave your granny a heart attack talking about this man on election night. And yet, here he is, laughing, kikiing, and smiggling and giggling with that very same motherfucker. Because the world's greatest president, the 45th and the 47th, the Don, is in the club. And you are not. You are not, okay? It's a big club, and we are not in it. In order for us to have a real, effective, anti-fascist movement, a concise, well-organized anti-fascist movement, guess what? It cannot be attached to the same political parties that are working with the oligarchs that are upholding this country's structure. Can't be them. So yeah, girlies, I don't know. Let us know when you're ready to apologize to all the leftists for us being right too fast, as always. And also let me know when you're ready to organize for real, okay? Because talking on the internet doesn't count. Talking on the internet don't count. I mean, just look at them. Sniggling, giggling, having a good motherfucking conversation.
Oh man, you gotta love Afeni, man. She's phenomenal. Um, yeah, guys. I mean, to all the motherfuckers that said that, oh, you guys are crazy. There's no such thing as a duopoly. Democrats actually the ones that fight for us. What are you talking about? Trump is a fascist, but there's video evidence and photo evidence of those two laughing and joking about whatever. But these motherfuckers, like she said, spent the last 10 years. They spent literally the last 10 years telling us that Trump is he's the he's a threat to democracy. But you laughing with a guy that's a threat to democracy. Like you man, like that's like me laughing and joking with my murderer. Like why would I do that? Like that don't make any sense. But anyway, what's up guys? Welcome to the latest episode of The Good Faith Show. I'm your host, Andre Morton, and The Good Faith Show is a part of the ATP Network. You can catch the ATP Network here on YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, and Twitter. Hopefully coming soon to Rock Fan. And also, too, on the bottom of your ticker, finally, after, 4 or 5 months, we're finally getting the official ATP Network Twitter account started. So, follow us over there at ATP Network 247. When we obviously get bigger, I'm gonna start streaming on there as well as my channel, as my Twitter account. So we currently got 61 followers on there. I should have been and started it, but so much shit happened in between. Either my headspace or my friend been sick, or just my mama. She went to the hospital last year, so there's so much shit going on. But I'm still here dropping these videos for y'all, man. And yeah, man, like do the damn things over here. Follow Ty Peasant Liz on Twitter. Her handle is at Lizzie Cosmos. Her other account got suspended. Well, hopefully it'll come back. It's been 2 weeks now, and still no word about will it come back or not. Like, see Twitter sit on their ass about that, but it's Twitter. So, and also, guys, like the video. Please like the video. It helps us out in the algorithm. Algorithm. That's an algorithm. Lord have mercy. Yeah, I'm slow, guys. I'm not a smart guy, so yeah, like the video as well. So what I'm gonna talk about is Trump wants to buy Greenland. Like why? But it's a reason to it, and also too, I'm gonna talk about Candace Owens and what that woman name? Um, damn, I'm saying y'all, Candace Owens and Mal- Mikhaila Patterson, whatever. I probably got her fucking name wrong. I think they're arguing over immigration. I think, yeah, I think it's immigration. So yeah, two interesting stories, and also I'm probably gonna add some more others too, just to fill in the time. Um, so, so yeah, guys. Thank you guys so much for supporting us. We really starting to get the network picking up speed now. Um, I'm trying to be a better founder of the network. Trying to be better, try to lead by example. So yeah. All right, guys, let's get to the first video here. Okay, guys, so the first story I want to talk about is Trump wants to buy Greenland, and he's not bullshitting about it. Apparently, he's not bullshitting about it. It's wild, like we even talking about this. My thing is, before I started, like this is one of the two videos about this. Like instead of him talking about investing in the American people, or alleviating homelessness, or poverty, or maybe, I know he's not gonna do it, obviously, y'all, but I'm just making scenarios here. Maybe ending the genocide in Gaza, doing things that are actually like productive, helping out, fellow Americans and fellow Palestinians. This motherfucker right here just wants to talk about getting Greenland. Getting Greenland. Yeah, like hell, he could steal it. Like, don't he know that Greenland is a part of Denmark? I guess he know now, but beforehand, like, he acting like Greenland is just a free and open country. I mean, continent. I just don't. But anyway, y'all, let me play it, man. This is, I think a reporter asked him how much it costs. Then I'm gonna get to the meat and potatoes of this bullshit. Cause it's really bullshit. Oh God, this big old glass of Tang right here. He's a man. He's a man like Tang. Stupid. Oh, here we go.
Don Jr. and some of your team just got back from Greenland. What's the price tag?
Well, maybe no price tag. Look, we're gonna have to see what happens.
he said no price tag. Denmark said Greenland's not for sale. Turncoat done. It's not for sale. Um, like, I guess they must have thought it. Man, they don't want to buy it. They want to do what Americans been doing for like a long time, since the beginning of time. Like, they want to take it. Just take it. You know. Yeah.
Because Denmark, we need this for national security. We need Greenland very badly. You look at the Russian ships, the China ships, they're all over the place. They're, surrounding. Now, they have for a long time. That's a lane.
What? He said for national security. Why? If you look at Greenland on a map, I'm gonna pull a map up on here after this video. Why would Russian ships be there? Why would China ships be there? China is on the other side of the continent. China is closer to Alaska. Like, Greenland is like north of Canada. Like, national security? China has ships. Russia has ships. Oh God, man. I gotta cover this fucker for 4 years. Oh Jesus, help me. Help me, Lord. Oh God. This is why you want to buy Greenland? Because of national security risk. Okay.
But we need that for national security. So I don't know that Denmark has any right, title, and interest. So we're going to find that. But
Yes, they do, dude. Denmark owns Greenland, dude. It's theirs. It's like fucking Cuba trying to take Puerto Rico. the Cuban president or whatever says we're gonna take Puerto Rico away from the United States, which would be better for Puerto Rico, to be honest with you. I ain't gonna lie, like that's the truth. But yeah, um, oh, I can't with this guy, man. I can't, man. I can't. Yeah, they just want to steal Denmark, man. I mean, steal Greenland from Denmark. That's what they want to do.
I can tell you, you saw the clips that were released. The people of Greenland would love to become a state of the United States of America. We were greeted with tremendous love and affection and respect. The people would like to be a part of the United States. Now, Denmark maybe doesn't like it, but then we can't be too happy with Denmark, and maybe things have to happen with respect to Denmark having to do with tariffs.
Oh God. Like, are y'all gonna believe what this guy said? He said the people in Denmark would love to be part of the United States. I think that's a lie. I, nah, bruh. Nah, I don't believe that I don't believe that as much as you said that the tariffs will help the American people. Like clearly, even people that economic analysts said that the tariffs will basically destroy the economy. Like the economy is already fucked for working class people. And I'm so sick of these like progressive liberals, like these people on YouTube saying that Joe Biden improved the economy. Like it's still bad. Like people still complaining about going to the grocery store and basically their bank account empty because they have to get food for their family. Like that's not the economy. That's not telling how good the economy is. Yeah, if you Elon Musk or Zuckerberg or no Fuckerberg, as my brother from another mother up in the Clee, left independent said, like Fuckerberg and Elon Musk, and like it's good for them, it's good for the corporations, but it's not good for us, the working class people. All right, guys, now let me get out of this and let me I got this video. I think it's from the Wall Street Journal. Share my screen here again. Let me see. Yeah. Wall Street Journal. Here, okay. Here we go, guys. It's article. Yeah. I think this is hold on, guys. Fucking ads. All right, here we go. Hold on, this ain't it. Hold on, guys. Give me a sec. All right, guys, here we go. Here's the video. It's the title of the logistics behind Trump purchase of Greenland. Very interesting. It's a 6-minute clip, so not that long. Here we go.
President-elect Donald Trump says he wants to wrestle ownership and control of Greenland, renewing a pledge he first,
in other words, he want to take it,
made in 2019.
Well, we need Greenland for national security purposes. I've been told that for a long time.
Donald Trump Jr. just visited the territory, where locals were seen wearing MAGA hats.
I just want to say that it's a very special place.
But to
yeah, like that sounds very suspect to me. Like they couldn't just get random people to put on MAGA hat, pay them, and say, "Oh, we love the United States. We love Trump. Yes, yes." Come on, man. Like, cut the cap. Like, people are not that dumb now.
Actually buy the island, the U.S. would have to first navigate a series of obstacles. Greenland, a former Danish colony, has been tied to Denmark both politically and culturally for centuries. It's hosted multiple visits from the Danish royal family and features symbolically in the Crown's coat of arms. Following Trump's latest comments, Denmark's king unveiled a change to the centuries-old design, making the segment representing Greenland more prominent. Although Greenland now has powers to self-govern, the island is still bound to Danish approval on certain issues.
And Denmark maintains responsibility for national defense and security, while at the same time the Greenlandic government has responsibility and control over domestic issues and domestic resources.
So, under the current framework,
So wait. So I didn't even know this. So basically, Greenland can govern its own self. So not only you have to go through Denmark, you have to go through Greenland's government. And why would Greenland wants to become part of the United States? Like what? What? For what? Oh man. But you know what? Before the video keep playing, I wouldn't be surprised if it's for resources. Like, of course, this guy gonna say national security, but yeah, I think it's a little bit more than that too.
Trump would need to convince both the Danish government and government of Greenland to agree to a deal. But if those connections were to detangle through independence, a movement which has been gaining momentum in recent years, Trump could directly negotiate with Greenland. Some Greenlanders are welcoming Trump's interest as a way to pursue that goal. That includes one of the island's most prominent online influencers.
3 things you should know about Greenland.
When I look overall, I'm happy that US is showing this much interest in Greenland, because this way we are being heard much more around the world. It feels like us getting the attention is speeding up our independence of Greenland from Denmark.
However, even
So I mean, I really I'm not into like Denmark politics. So I don't really know like in terms of that they relationship, but so I mean, yeah, the exposure of Greenland, basically what she's saying. I don't really think she's saying that she won't the United States per se to take over Greenland, which is crazy enough in itself, but the exposure. So basically, to get the word out to say, hey, we could be our own fucking like country or state or whatever. Like, you gotta listen to the details, guys. Like, it's levels to this shit.
even if Greenland gained independence, analysts say purchasing it is far-fetched.
This decision about Greenland is for Greenlanders. I don't believe the Greenlanders are interested in swapping one relationship with Denmark for the United States.
Plus, the government of Greenland has said it's not for sale. But
there you go, Trump. Trump, you heard that? The governor of Greenland said, not for sale, my guy. And again, I know I'm repeating myself. I be like that, but why? But let it continue.
If Trump did manage to make a deal, analysts say 2/3 of Congress would have to ratify a treaty before the takeover would be signed into law by the president. This process is not without historical precedent. In 1867, Andrew Johnson gained control of what is now known as Alaska from Russia in a deal which cost the U.S. $7.2 million, equivalent to around $138 million today. The U.S. has also tried to buy Greenland before.
Sturdy deep-sea cutters of the United States Coast Guard
Wow, I didn't know that.
patrol the western Greenland shores.
Following World War II in 1946, U.S. President Harry Truman offered to buy it for $100 million. Denmark refused to sell.
Wow. So wait, even back then, like $100 million from Denmark to give to Denmark to buy Greenland, and they said no. Let me calculate that right quick. Hey Siri, calculate $100 million.
So far,
from
Trump hasn't
1946
floated a
to
concrete
2025.
figure for any purchase. Instead, another option he has not ruled out is taking military
Hold on, I
action.
didn't say it right, guys.
Can you
Hold
assure
on.
the world that
I didn't say
as
it right. Give me a
you
minute.
try to get control?
All right, guys, I did the calculation. It says $100 million will be equivalent to 1.6 billion in today's money. So yeah, man. If they didn't want it back then for 100 million, now it's worth 1.6 billion today. What the fuck you think that Denmark wants? Like, we're willing to sell it for even more than that. Like, it's just completely total nonsense. Like I can't believe like we easy talking about this. Like, Trump just wakes up and just say random shit that comes out of his pea brain head every day. Like, holy crap.
Following World War II in 1946, U.S. President Harry Truman offered to buy it for $100 million. Denmark refused to sell. So far, Trump hasn't floated a concrete figure for any purpose. Instead, another he has not ruled out.
Yeah, maybe because maybe because he just want to take it. Heard he said he don't know if Denmark has control over it, which they do. Like, motherfucker just say shit out of his goddamn head, bro. Like, he don't do research, he don't educate, like who owns Greenland. Like, I think every piece of land is owned by some country or another. Like, like the United States own the Virgin Islands, don't it? Like, God, this guy right here, man. Boy.
Is taking military action.
Can you assure the world that as you try to get control of these areas, you are not going to use military or economic coercion?
No. Sure you on either of those two. But I can say this, we need them for economic security.
Trump has also suggested leveraging economic policy to achieve his goals in Greenland. He's threatened to hit Denmark with tariffs if Danish officials don't cooperate with his...
Of course, terrorists, right? That's what he said in the other clip. Yeah, terrorists, may impose tariffs.
His takeover bid. Ultimately, it isn't clear how taking control of Greenland would be achieved.
The reason that the Truman administration didn't need to go forward is because NATO was created 3 years later, and that was the basis by which the United States signed in 1951 our first defense agreement with the Kingdom of Denmark, which allowed us to create our northernmost military base in northwest Greenland.
That base, which still exists today, includes a radar station that is part of the U.S.'s ballistic missile early warning system.
The thought about invasion, well, we're invading ourselves. We have a base that is right there, and it's so important.
Yeah, we're going to invade a piece of land that has our military base on it. That's just wow. But yep, that's our government for you right there. I mean, that's Trump for you too.
To the United States. And again, we have the strongest ally and partner in the Kingdom of Denmark.
Even some of Trump's advisors acknowledge a Greenland takeover is unlikely. They say instead an expansion of U.S. presence on the island through economic investments and a larger military footprint is a possibility.
And I think the other option, which I think is more realistic, the U.S. could pursue a compact of free association agreements like we have with Micronesia and some of the other island Pacific nations. Right, this approach would allow the United States to expand our access and influence, but also while providing safety and security for the Greenlandic people.
Greenland has vast deposits in rare earths, oil, and gas.
There you go. That's it. I knew it. This is why Trump wants Greenland. It's not because of fucking national security reasons. Like, we got a fucking military base there that has missile detection or whatnot. Like, we don't have to buy the land. You don't have to steal it from Denmark. Natural resources, just like Alaska. Like, natural resources. Like, like, I mean, what else can I say? Like, what else can I say? Like, that's what it's all about, baby. It's all about the resources. Like, yeah, I just want it, baby. Like, yeah, it's all about the Getty Green, as they say. That's what it's about, man. Like, so MAGA, like, you think this guy cares about you? Like, he got his billionaire donors that's going to fucking loot the treasury, and now I guess they're telling them, let's get Greenland. Greenland got some good resources there, Trump. Then like that, but you gotta pretend like like this is the same guy that says we invaded Syria to take the oil. Then now he basically wants Denmark for the same reason to take the oil. Like, The fake populist Trump rises again, man. He never failed me, man. Never fails me. All right, guys, before I get to this next segment, be sure to hit the like button on the video if you're on YouTube and Rockfin. Help us push us out in the algorithm. So hit the like, do it now. Do it now, or I have the ghost of tired peasant to haunt you. I'm just fucking with y'all, man. But y'all say this dude crazy. All right, guys. So the next story is kind of interesting. Mikhaila Patterson and Candace Owens. Now, I do not like Candace Owens at all. I think Candace Owens is a black supremacist. She says a bunch of bad, vulgar things about us as a people. Like, you know, she said George Floyd was doing drugs and he had a right to be killed like that by force, you know, by his knee on his neck because he was on drugs. Like that, she literally said in front of those white guys. And like, Candace Owens are obviously exposed as a grifter anyway. Like, she's just a fucking grifter. Like, she'll say anything for a check, man. Long Daily Wire. Well, she ain't on the Daily Wire no more. Believe it or not. Like, when she was on the Daily Wire, that was all about. Collect those checks, baby. But, yeah, man, this is interesting. I think they talking about immigration. Like, see, in conservatives, I'm pretty sure these two conservatives, they, like, argue, but they're not like, oh, God, I don't want to sound like Jank. Like, the right had their shit together. Even though they disagree on certain things, they had their shit together. So, all right, guys, let me play this from Piers Morgan.
I'm going to bring these two together. Candace Owens, host of the Candace podcast, and Mikhaila Patterson, co-founder of Peterson Academy, both join me now. Welcome to both of you. Happy New Year to both of you. And Candace, you said it was going to be fun this year. Here we go. What was your big objection to what Mikhaila said?
Well, first and foremost, just to be someone that's so new in this country and then to immediately castigate or to cast aside everybody that's in here and say, well, guess what? You're just a bunch of racists. And you don't like brown skin, while at the same time referring to us as woke, was just boggling to me. Just as Dee Bannon said, it means that she hasn't spent the time to understand who and what the American people are, what the MAGA movement is, and why they have concerns about this program. And so to make
the MAGA movement. But my thing about the immigration thing is that, like, some of your MAGA people are fighting with Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy over them accepting, you know, highly skilled immigrants to come over here when y'all basically want no immigrants to come over here. And this woman right here, I guess she's on the right too. And I guess, like, this shit crazy to me. Like calling y'all woke, that's crazy too. Now let me continue, man.
Make sure that everybody around the world understands why this is such a big debate. The H-1B visa program is essentially a foreign worker visa that allows employers to hire workers into quote unquote specialty programs, essentially for people who have some sort of a specialized knowledge. But to be clear,
so basically it just controls slavery, really. Like, they dangle that visa over your fucking head, and once you no longer need it, you gone. Like, just like oh God. Like, the H-1B visa program shouldn't be a thing. Like, you basically using people, you playing with people's immigration status to serve you, you know, the greedy ass billionaire. Oh Lord.
the program has been around since 1990, so the results aren't up for debate. We were just simply lied to about what we were told it was going to do, which was to source the top 1% of talent globally. Instead, they're using the program to source cashiers, teachers, janitors, PR people. So,
duh. That's why Elon Musk love it. That's why Trump love it. Your people, Candace, like, these your people. Now you realize that this is full of shit. They just using it for anybody that come over here and work. Bad. Wow.
I I'm going to have to believe that the American people are very much capable and willing to fulfill those positions, and that instead this program has been completely abused to get foreign workers here who then have a pathway to citizenship, and it lowers worker wages and it's harming the American people.
Worker wages been lowered. Immigrants ain't the reason why worker wages are lowered. It been lowered since 1980, since the 80s. Really before that. But see, that's what they say. This is how they divide the people in this country, saying that immigrants coming over here, and they taking your wages, and they're not taking shit. Oh God, man! Like these people just, God.
Also, I am not fond of it. And I'll add here that prior to his passing, Lou Dobbs of Fox News looked into the program, and he determined that 7 out of the 10 H-1B positions were being outsourced from Indian corporations to American corporations. So it's not globally looking at the 1%. And 5 of those 7 positions were Category 1, which essentially just means that they didn't require any specialized knowledge. These are the janitors, these are the teachers, and they are just taking jobs away from the American people. So I just found her referring to this as an issue with being brown, or Americans having an issue with brown people, to be almost comical, to be honest. And I'd love to hear her further explain that position.
Okay, well, we're now going to hear it. Mikhaila, over to you.
So I don't know, Candace, if you're seeing what I'm seeing on X, but when I saw the H-1B debate going around, mostly what I saw was racism against Indians specifically. And I'm not saying there isn't a problem with the visa issue in the States in general. Getting top talent here is very difficult. Like, I had a very difficult time getting in, and I'm married to an American. And it was long and annoying, and they don't have a proper way to test people. So there's plenty of flaws to talk about. But I think right before the inauguration, having conservatives argue amongst ourselves about an H-1B visa issue when we have an open border is silly, especially when it does.
We do not have open borders, bro. Stop saying that shit, man. Good Lord. And is the immigration process a pain in the ass? Yes. Like, I have people that come here from other countries talk about it, how hard it is to get a visa here. It is hard. Like, but again, it's like, yeah, the only reason why MAGA is arguing over this shit to begin with is mainly because, you know, they was promised that the immigration situation would be like eradicated. Like, it's like one of those moments where I told you so. Like when it comes to profit, man, they don't give a fuck about MAGA. Like, you think Trump will give a fuck about MAGA? Trump probably talking about some of y'all motherfucking asses, man. Like, he using y'all. Like, Elon using Trump to get what he wants. That's why Elon is the de facto president. Like, shit. Like these people are not citizens, so they can pay them any wage they want. It ain't like they gotta pay them $7.25 an hour, which is a fucking abysmal joke. Hell, they can pay them $5 an hour. So,
as kind of dredge up what I called the woke right on X. And I know you've scoffed at the term the
woke right. That's funny right there.
Woke right. But it encompasses these people that are focused on anti-Semitism, Jews, and they're pro-America, but their idea of America is this white America, similar to, I guess, what...
Yeah, that's why, yeah. Duh. They want a white America. Some of them do. Duh. But crazy thing about it is that there's no such thing as pure white people. I have to say it like that. You know, because I don't understand why people think like that. Like, you know, the crazy thing about the immigration issue is that without these immigrants coming over here doing these jobs that even Americans don't want to do, like these farm jobs, these agricultural jobs, which is extremely hard, like they come over here and do this shit. I just don't understand. Like, they make sure y'all motherfucking asses on the screen are fed. Like without them, even in some of these forums admitted, like if Trump goes along with this immigration plan, they fucked. We fucked. Oh God, it's crazy. It is, she said, the woke right, because some of the right don't agree with the other right on the immigration issue. Damn. And Jank said that when the left disagree with something, they you're on the right. But hell, it seemed like to me that the left and the right do the same shit to me, according to Jank. Oh geez.
Everyone's been arguing about for the last 200 years whenever anybody new comes into the country. And I do think it has to do with race. And I think you can see that from comments on Twitter. I mean, Vivek put up a picture. I don't know if you saw it. It's a
Man, Twitter is, man, it's so much racist shit on Twitter, bro. Like, and they get away with that shit too. Like, when doing the Zionist stuff, like when I did the fuck Israel thing, man, Zionists was calling me nigga and monkey and all that shit. And I should go back to Africa, which I will be pleasing to go back to. Hell yeah, give me a fucking plane ticket, man. Like, yes, it's racism on Twitter. Yeah, it's racism everywhere, but Twitter, they get away with it more.
It wasn't Vivek. It was this horrible woman on Twitter. What's her name? Something Lupus. She's a doctor. She goes, "Oh, what do you guys think about this? Thoughts?" And it's a picture of Vivek and his brown family. And one of the most interacted with comments was subversive brown poop eating parasites. And that's what flooded my feed.
Damn. Oh, damn. Damn, Vivek, man. You sold out to these people? Holy shit. Damn. That's what they think of him, though. That's what they think. Like, this, like, he on our side, but he's still beneath us. Like, that's what they think of Vivek. Like, jeez, man.
And I think I had some irritation because I'm, aligning with conservatives because the woke left has been a disaster for America and for Canada and for the
Democrats are not the left. I think when they talk about the left people, they talk about Democrats. Democrats are not the left. Stop saying that. Oh Lord, man, I can't deal with the right, man. The right just say things that's so easy to rebuttal. Like, this is why I don't talk about the right. This is why I don't talk about them at all. Like, oh God.
West for years, and it's just frustrating to see them go at each other over something like an H-1B when there are bigger issues like an open border. And I think people are misunderstanding the H-1B, although it does have its issues as well. There's also the H-2B, which nobody knows about, and that's for people who are paid lower. The average wage for an H-1B visa is $118K. So there was all this talk on Twitter about how these people are underpaid and everything. $118K is pretty good. Companies, I don't think
not that good in some cities now.
Most companies, especially tech companies, are hiring H-1Bs to become more successful, to make more money. You're not making more money by getting H-1B visas in. You're making more money by having a successful company, by hiring top talent. So I don't think we're completely not aligned entirely, because I agree the visa process in America is ridiculous. And it doesn't test people, like I said, properly. But I think it's silly to fracture the Conservative Party by arguing about 85,000 H-1B visas when we have an open border. And I don't like the racism.
Okay.
Yeah. Open borders, like, that's crazy, but yeah. Yeah, you on the right where, like you said, racism bad, which is good. Like, but again, ain't no open borders, sweetheart. I don't know what are you talking about. But hey. I mean, what can I say? Yeah.
Candace, I mean, do you see common ground there and what you just heard from Mikhaila? And what do you also feel about the fact that for Steve Bannon and the diehard MAGA group, they look at this as a betrayal when they see Vivek and Elon and now Trump as well, all piling in, enthusiastically supporting this. They say, well, hang on, That's not about making America great again. They're not buying into we need to get all these brilliant people coming here. They think it's a system that's being abused, and that it goes against the spirit of MAGA. So you're seeing a real interesting debate raging about the heart of what MAGA really means.
And also, too, I think when Vivek called Americans basically lazy, I think MAGA really lost their shit. Yeah, so the racism ticked up a couple of notches as well. I always mention that, too, as well.
I think Steve Bannon fully has his finger on the pulse there, so he's completely right. And just to respond to the point about seeing racist comment on Twitter, this are a lot of times from people where they'll suddenly pretend that if you take a position of something and they can find a racist comment beneath it, then you're on the side of the racist.
That's not what I'm doing.
That's just called. I'm just saying that literally since the day that I started my accounts on Instagram, I've been called the N-word from left and the right. It's just welcome to the internet. Doesn't mean that these are the positions that are represented. In fact, this conversation that we're having.
This is why you ignore the comment section. That's why I don't look at my notification. I've been called the N-word too. But again, it's like, that's crazy though. My thing is about Candace Owens is that she willing to be called the N-word along with chest clear. So hey, whatever rocks her boat, man. But yeah, like I'm pretty sure everybody's been trolled on the internet before. I don't think that's the issue. I think the issue is that a vehement disagreement leads to outrage. I think that's what the issue is here. Like trolls, don't mean nothing. I'm glad, again, like Ty Peasant, I'm glad she stopped ignoring the trolls. Like, I've been telling her to ignore them. Her comrades been telling her to ignore them. Like, that don't matter. But like they own your shit. Like, you gotta think about it like this too. Trolls are on your shit. Like, they coming to your shit talking shit to you. And they want you to be angry and mad. Right? They want you to say something back to them. And then Twitter gets you for smearing them when they smear you. Like, yeah.
Is something that I would almost refer to as MAGA 101. This is like a freshman year class in MAGA college. I've been hearing this debate, have spoken about this debate on stage. I mean, I've spoken at more than 100 universities. And to be frank with you, because I came over from the left, when I first got into this movement, I thought the same thing. I thought, okay, well, I don't understand what the issue is if it's legal migration. But I then listened to people and I wanted to understand where people were coming from. And I opened my mind to what they were saying and realized that they were very much correct.
Wait. I just realized something. Ain't Candace Owens the same one that sued a school? I think it was a high school or something for being racist towards her. But now she says it's not a big deal. Again, I caught on to that, man. I don't get better at this space, man. Like, yeah, I remember her hearing that. Like, the NAACP helped you with that case, I think. Yeah. A lawsuit because that's suspect, man. It's all about the money, baby.
And I think that's sort of where you get into trouble with the MAGA movement, when you just instantly sweep away and condemn everyone and say, well, some people were saying racist stuff about Indians, and so this entire argument now is based on racism. Isn't, Vivek, I personally stumped for Vivek. So if you think that I'm going to be on board with people being racist for him when I went on the ground with him all throughout Iowa when he was running for president, of course not. I'm also brown myself, but I understand that this has nothing to do with the merits of the arguments that are being presented here. And it is just a fact that the H-1B visa, the majority of the people that are coming into this country are not coming in with any extraordinary skills, are not coming in because they're a part of the 1%. It is being completely abused and jobs are being taken away from the American people. Now, Piers, to your point about the MAGA rift, I'm glad to see it. I very much agree with Steve. That was done, by the way, and this speaks to Mikhaila, you saying it's 85,000 people.
Man, Mikhaila look mad as fuck. Damn, like she want to snap, but I just noticing that, like, she getting turned red and shit. Wow.
Annually. Well, the last estimate that was done in 2019 approximated that 600,000 foreign nationals were here on this visa program, all of them being provided with a pathway to citizenship. That doesn't include, in 2 years, you can then get out of that program.
See, MAGA is like this. As long as you say something that they like, Like you feeding them meat. No matter what color you is, black, you know, or Indian or brown or whatever, like, cool. But as soon as you say something like Vivek basically saying that, yeah, we need H-1B visas, like that. Then then they true self come out. Same with the Democrats the same way. I mean, liberals like say something they agree with, yeah, cool. But when you start like saying something that's more radical, then they'll label you as a communist in a bad way, or they'll say that's too extreme, something like that. See what I'm saying? Just like the conservatives, the MAGA people, like same shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Program and become a permanent resident. Okay, so that they're allowed to stay in this country from up to 6 years. They don't apply for permanent residency. Of course, we can assume that the majority of them do.
Well, they dangle over their head. I doubt these corporations allow them to get permanent residency, so they can get another set of immigrants and let them do the same work for even less money. I doubt that.
And they're allowed to stay up to 10 years if they go to work for the Department of Defense. Again, all of these applicants have a pathway to citizenship. So you just imagine you're like, yeah, I just went to work in America as a teacher for a couple of years and I became a citizen, or as a janitor for a couple of years and I became a citizen. It's not okay. And I want to be clear, all across the board, it's not just the H-1B. There's a ton of visa programs that are being routinely abused. And like I said, I have faith in the American people. I think that the American people can fulfill those positions. I know they can fulfill those positions. And so I am not on the side of Elon Musk and Trump in this debate. And I think that, Elon Musk has been at Mar-a-Lago for a bit too long and thinks that that is the sample of what MAGA is, and it simply is.
Yeah. Elon is the de facto president, Candace. Like, oh God. It's like what else can I say? Like, I'm just trying to think of what to say. Like, not trying not to sound like just laughing randomly like a fucking idiot, but like, make it make sense in a lot of ways. Like, okay, you saying like most of MAGA is on your side, Candace. Like, they saying that shouldn't be no H-1B visas because they're getting abused. But again, it's like, what do you expect? Again, it's like you disagree with Trump and Elon, but you got to realize too that Trump and Elon is corporate first. Never, people ain't even last. Like, they don't give a fuck about the people. That's what I'm trying to get here. Oh God.
And Steve Bannon has been on the ground and spoken to those people for years. He understands what they're saying, and it would be gracious for Elon Musk to kind of step down and recognize that he's simply wrong in this debate.
Well, it's interesting. I mean, you actually posted to me on X, of course, owned by Elon Musk. You said we'll have to get together in the new year so you can let me finish what I was going to say about Elon Musk. A lot has happened since I didn't finish that sentence. Exciting dialogue awaits. And we did leave people on a slight cliffhanger about Elon Musk. So now's your chance to finish that sentence, and then I'll get Mikhaila to respond. But I mean, Musk he's everywhere right now, literally poking his head.
Yeah, he's the de facto president, fool.
Into every country, it seems, in the world, particularly my country, where he's just in the last 2 days, he's called for the king to dissolve parliament, which he can't actually do. Mm-hmm. He's called for Sir Keir Starmer, the prime minister, to be imprisoned. He's hammered a previous prime minister, Gordon Brown. He's called another senior member of the cabinet here, an evil woman, Jess Phillips, who's been waging a rape genocide apology tour, I think is how he put it. I mean, this is inflammatory, incendiary stuff. What do you think his game plan is here?
Well, that was what I was going to say to you. And for people that haven't watched it, we were able to sit down and speak about a variety of issues, but we did disagree on Elon Musk. You said that he was a superhero, and I didn't say that he hadn't done superheroic things. I thought that he was going to rescue speech on X. Even that's up for debate now.
Yeah, duh. Like, my friend Liz got her account taken away. That's reported, I guess, for not saying a damn thing. Like, I'm getting suppressed on X for basically free speech. Like, yeah, there's no free speech. Candace gets it. Like, calling this guy a hero and a genius, man. And the guy, enriched himself by the H-1B visas, like basically getting immigrants to come over and build shit, and Americans too, and also government subsidies. So yeah, that's not a genius. That's a fucking opportunist.
Given the H-1B visa debate, but I was never keen on him essentially buying a seat at the table, which is what he's done, because we don't know what Elon Musk believes. You know, I am a Christian conservative. Elon Musk, of course, is going to be at odds with me and my beliefs because he wants to put brain chips in people's minds. He wants to go to Mars. You know, these things conflict with me theologically. You know, I think he's a transhumanist. What are his perspectives on marriage? He's had how many different women? I think he has up to 13 different children. What is Elon Musk's endgame? And we have not seen people interview him fairly. They're either incredibly hostile to him, like you said.
Yeah. Yeah. Like MAGA opened this guy in open arms. Then they found out that he's opportunist. Like, damn, man. Why the left always right on everything? Like, now you got MAGA coming out saying that Elon is full of shit. Damn, son. Wow. Beside the Christian stuff, but
saw with Don Lemon, or they're too friendly to him, and which they just see him as a superhero. And I would actually like to see someone sit down and flesh out what Elon Musk actually believes. What is his goal? What is he trying to contribute? Because I don't think you can say that you are a conservative if you are not ultimately trying to conserve the nuclear family unit. And I don't think that he's trying to do any of those things. And so we're now seeing that, okay, maybe this is about AI for him. Maybe this is about data collection for him. Maybe this is about him wanting to be the first person and getting a leg into federal governments so that he can do things that are on a larger scale in terms of artificial.
You want to loot the treasury?
Intelligence. I don't know the answer to that. And not knowing the answer to that made me uncomfortable when people did what we always speak against, which is essentially turn him into a celebrity, that worship him like he's Taylor Swift, and think that because he's got tons of money and bought X, that he's now suddenly allowed to direct us on politics. I just am not into celebrity worship culture.
Mikhaila.
Damn, interesting. Yeah. 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 I mean, yeah, like, yeah, the celebrity worship thing. Yep, that's what you want. He's a narcissist. Like, those narcissists want. Like, you got to color their ball sack, and then they love you, but as soon as you disagree with them, what Elon tweeted to this random guy that disagreed with him, he said, F you, the R word. So, I mean, like, MAGA, this is what y'all pushed him on there because he like Trump. this is what y'all got. Like, I ain't saying Trump is better, he's not, but like Elon bought his way to the White House. Like, Elon is the de facto president. He is. That's true. People don't want to hear that, but it's true.
Interestingly, Elon Musk began following you on X just 3 days ago. And that happened after you complained that you thought YouTube was trying to shadow ban your father Jordan's interview with Tommy Robinson, very controversial figure over here in the UK. What did you think when Elon began following you?
I mean, I'm an Elon fan, so I kind of had a bit of a fan club. And I'm not a fan of celebrity culture like Candace.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Candace said either. I don't usually follow that stuff, but I appreciate what Elon's doing. And I think it's totally fair if you're trying to give the world internet and doing what he's doing for the better of civilization, which I totally believe, that he has a seat at the table. He's also brilliant. So maybe some people don't understand what they're.
She sounds like an NPC. He's brilliant. He has a seat at the table. He's brilliant. What the fuck? Did Elon plant a chip in her head or some shit? Holy shit, he's brilliant. Oh, God, man. Yeah, the guy is brilliant by hiring people to do his work and enrich himself with government subsidies. The same motherfuckers that wants to cut social safety net programs, but he ain't gonna cut his government subsidies. Oh, no, he can't do that.
Doing, but maybe it's an IQ difference thing.
Well, okay. I mean, look, I think he's a genius, no question. But I also
oh, God. What?
I think he does seem to amplify to his own gigantic audience. I mean, I don't know how many gazillion followers he now has, but well over 150 million, I think it's 200 million. He amplifies all sorts of random.
Most of them are bots, by the way.
Random people, some of whom are utterly appalling. The worst kind of horrible, extreme right-wing headbangers, and he's giving them this massive platform to spew often complete nonsense. Now, underpinning it, I think he's well-intentioned in that if you take the rape scandal in the UK, for example, he's not wrong that it was a disgraceful scandal. There was an appalling cover-up, and there should be a big national inquiry. But when he calls for the king to dissolve Parliament, which he can't actually do, when he calls for the Prime Minister to be jailed, all these kind of things, when he really personally abuses in the most awful way Jess Phillips, who's a female MP, when we've had 2 members of Parliament in the UK murdered in the last 10 years, and he's basically putting a massive target on her head for random headbangers to, go after this, as he put it, genocidal rape apologist. I mean, you couldn't think of a worse thing to say about a woman who's actually campaigned a lot in this area for many years. So I think there is a danger Elon doesn't quite perhaps comprehend his own power on his own platform.
I mean, that's probably true. I think anybody at his level, is going to be impossible to comprehend what kind of power you have. Having any type of social media following, it's shocking when people agree with you. So that's definitely true. I don't know enough about Jess Phillips, but after reading what happened to, I mean, apparently at least 250,000 girls in the UK.
Well, we don't know how many. I mean, that figure I think is being plucked out of thin air, really. I mean, what we do know.
But then some people have said more, right? And some people have said less. It's still an alarming
what we can agree on is that thousands of young girls, very young, mainly underage girls, were systematically raped and abused and drugged and fed alcohol and treated like underage prostitutes by predominantly British Pakistani men in the north of England in up to 50 towns and villages. That is a horrendous scandal, and there was an equally horrendous cover-up from the bottom right to the top of local council authorities and councillors to police who are supposed to be doing their job investigating it, to levels. So all of that is true. Mm-hmm. And it's been a scandal. It's not true that mainstream media ignored it. In fact, it was exposed.
All right, guys, I'm into that, man. Like, jeez. I think I let it play a little bit too long. The basic part I wanted to play was about the H-1B thing. Like, yeah, 2 people that agree on 95% of things disagree 5%. Like, H-1B visas are basically indentured servitude. Like she said, it's a H-2B visa, but I mean, like, hell, like, corporations run the country anyway. They can do whatever the fuck they want. No matter what level it is. And also about Elon is, he's not a genius. Like, I don't know why people call him that. The guy's an idiot. This guy talk, my damn eardrums explode, bro. Like, holy fuck. He's an idiot. Elon Musk is not smart. The fuck? Only reason she's saying it because he followed on Twitter /X. I'm like, oh, Elon's a genius. And Candace Owens realized that that he's taking advantage. Yeah, duh. He bought his way into a fucking election. Like, good Jesus Christ. Okay. All right, guys. Last story before I head on out. Be sure to like the video if you made it this far, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, man. I'm just trying to, do the just do, I guess. All right, y'all. So this is about retirement. This is from More Perfect Union. Shout out to them. They do the damn thing. Go follow them on YouTube. They do the damn thing. They tell the truth that corporate media don't. Like, corporate media should be the ones to interview people and talk to regular people, but they want to talk to correspondents of the State Department that, like, and basically lie to the American people on a daily basis. That's the corporate media's job. Or start coach, like my comrade Nick Cruz on RBN said, culture war bullshit. So, all right, this is about retirement and how hard it is to retire because everything is so damn expensive, and also too, y'all know the other thing. So here we go.
We need to talk about retirement.
Do you feel like you have enough savings right now?
Absolutely not.
Not at all. Did you think there's any reasons for why saving so hard right now?
Oh man, you're asking all the questions that keep me up at night. Rent is really high. Groceries are really high.
58% of Gen Z and millennials are not saving enough to retire when they're older. And we're not the only ones. Half of Americans have no retirement savings at all.
Saving for retirement is hard. It's super hard.
I have a savings account, but not enough for me to retire. Hell no. It's not enough for me to retire. Like my mama never had a savings account. She retired, but I mean, she had a retirement plan, but like she only grossed out like what, $15,000 or some shit like that. Like, what you gonna do with that? And then on top of that, at that time, my mom was really struggling. Like, she retired really not because she wanted to retire. She wanted to continue working, but her hip shitted on her, crapped out on her, and like she don't want the other hip to crap out on her. And you know, you standing on your feet like that, it's not good. So she was really basically forced by her body to retire. And this is a crisis, man. Like, so what we gonna do? Like, just keep working till we dead? Like, this is what they want. Like, this is what the system wants. They want us to keep working until we dead. Like, they don't want us to retire comfortably at all.
You got to buy stuffies. You got to buy ice creams.
The asset price has gone up. Our wages are still low.
But whose fault is that?
Are they just lazy, I guess?
I believe we can blame late stage capitalism.
Hey, somebody watching More Perfect Union and watching Left Independent Media.
But these guys, it might be the government.
Increase the age on Social Security, means test Social Security so not everyone gets it.
You have the fiscally unsustainable reality that is Social Security, a giant pyramid scheme with an aging population. Everyone knows we're either going to have to radically increase taxes or radically reduce benefits in the next few years.
Jim Cramer on this.
These fucking right-wing hacking fuckers, man. Oh, increase Social Security age. It's a pyramid scheme. What? You pay into Social Security. When you retire, that money's yours. You pay into it through your taxes. What the fuck? Oh my God, bro.
The CEO of BlackRock, who's worth $1.3 billion, I think it might actually be your fault.
Younger people, they don't know how to invest.
No. Well, I don't think also the younger generation knows where and who to listen to.
It's gotten so bad, even working Americans think it's their own fault they can't retire.
When I was younger, and if things had went better, I wouldn't be going to work this morning. I'd be going fishing, or I'd be going hunting, and I blame myself for it.
That's bleak. So
it's not your fault, man. That's the way the system intended for you to be. It's not your fault that you still live in poverty. You still a working class. I mean, you not working class, but you still, like, you're not able to go fishing. Like, it's not people's fault. Like, this is what they put into our heads. I believe this shit at first. I'm like, I'm not working hard enough. I should be having a 6-figure salary, living in a nice suburb somewhere. Like, they don't want that. They want me to make the lowest wage possible. They want to exploit me, exploit you, like you working at Walmart. Like, older people are working in grocery stores now. I noticed that more now. Like, these people, like this guy at AutoZone one time, I needed a car battery. No, wait a minute. I think I get my car battery charged. This guy looks like he about in his late 70s, bro. Like, I'm serious. Like, he tried to pick up that battery, asked him, you need any help with that, man? Like, it like he was struggling with it. Like, living mode, that battery, car batteries are kind of heavy. Like, he would have, like, hurt himself. So, yeah, it's not good, man. Late stage capitalism. Like, blame capitalism for you working, not yourself. Pretty sure it's a hardworking man. Like, most of the people in America are hardworking. It's just that the system, it's a parasite, man. It sucks all of the joy out of you. It sucks all of your mental health fucks up because you stressing about paying bills. It's just so much shit.
So is it our fault that none of us have decent savings? Did millions of Americans just get really bad at financial literacy? I had to investigate. Who killed America's retirement? And don't worry, it's not completely hopeless. Stay till the end and we'll talk about what states are doing to help all working people save money. I ended up talking to 3 people about what retirement looks like in America, how people save, what employers used to offer and what they offer now, and if Social Security, like Ben Shapiro said, is going to totally run out before I get old.
If we don't raise the retirement age or privatize Social Security, we will go insolvent.
But before we get started, let's do a brief history of retirement in the United States.
That's not true. To keep from going insolvent, just tax the billionaires. That's all you got to do. Like, increase the Social Security threshold. I think it stops when you make a certain amount of money, which is fucking stupid. Increase it and tax the billionaires, and it'll never run out. No, they don't want to do that though.
For a long time, at the end of your working life, you were basically just on your own or lived in what was called, I kid you not, a poorhouse.
And so they were forced to become wards of public charity.
Then in 1935, Franklin D. Roosevelt established Social Security.
Something had to be done. Something was done.
Which is a guaranteed benefit for all Americans that you pay into your whole life. So now most people today rely on 3 things when they retire. Whatever you have saved, Social Security, and whatever you get from your employer, which can be a pension or a 401k. But pensions are a lot like smoking on an airplane. Basically, only people born before 1960 got to experience it. But it was something that 52% of full-time workers had back in 1970. And that was especially true of union workers. So let's start there.
Wow, this is why that unions have been dismantled for decades, because when you're in a union, you actually get treated like a human being compared to not in a union where you basically you're on the hands of the fucking oligarchs that dictates what you can and can't have. So that's that too.
When I first started at Ford Motor Company, I had been a waitress with 3 kids, a single mom. It was the best thing I thought could ever happen to me. My father worked for Ford. He always told me, you need to find a job with security. This is it. Never really wanted to go somewhere where I had to stay inside for 40 hours a week. But I got there and I got my first paycheck and I thought, this isn't bad.
This is Sherry Kraft in Livonia, Michigan. She is a 3rd-generation auto worker.
So my grandfather worked his 30 years. He retired. He had a pension. He had health care. At 81 years old, he got lung cancer. Without his health care, the family would have been financially devastated.
Pensions are what's known as a defined benefit plan. That means that while you're working at the company, your boss sets aside a certain amount every month, no matter what, and then you get a monthly check when you retire. In 2004, Ford Motors stopped offering pensions to its employees, and a few years later, auto companies like Chrysler and
I wonder why. That's not a hard answer. What that lady said earlier. Late stage capitalism.
GM did the same. GM claimed that pensions were just too expensive and made it impossible to compete internationally. So they introduced something else.
Basically, it cuts into their profit margin.
401k.
When I hired in, it was just an uncertainty. Am I going to have a future here? Can I buy a house? Can I move out of my parents? Can I buy a car? All of those things were very difficult.
This is Sherry's daughter, Sarah. She's a Ford worker, but her time at Ford has been a lot different. For one, she doesn't have a pension.
Our 401k is based off what the stock market's doing. Depends on what.
Hold on, guys. Let me go back here a little bit. Man, what's some of the technical difficulties today? Right here. All right.
For major banks named Ted Bank found a very boring but very consequential change in our tax system that would allow businesses to create savings accounts for employees that were tax deferrable. This was the Tax Revenue Act of 1978, Section 401, subsection K. Unlike a pension plan, the 401k was a defined contribution plan, meaning you put in a certain amount of your money every month, which your employer may or may not match. This idea was actually revolutionary. Benna went to old school companies like Bethlehem Steel and told them, hey, you could save a lot of money doing this. And they were appalled. They were like, no.
Oh, okay. So that's why we went from pension to 401k, because basically just to save a little money for the corporation, you know. Ridiculous, man.
No way. We take care of our workers for life. And every other company in America said the same exact thing. Just kidding. Other companies like Johnson & Johnson and Pepsi ready to jump on the opportunity. And soon, 401ks were everywhere.
There is an aspect of saving for retirement that's been turned into gambling.
Teresa Ghilarducci says the decline of pensions and the rise of 401ks has made retirement a whole lot harder and created a lot of inequality. Those issues can be broken down to the structure of the 401k itself, tax benefits, and hidden fees.
In your do-it-yourself 401k system, so not only does the worker in a 401k model have to decide whether or not to be in a retirement account, but that worker also has to decide how much to put in the account.
See, unlike pensions, 401ks are, for the most part, opt-in. So while 67% of workers have access to a 401k, only 49% actually use it. And they're also opt-out.
Yes, because you got to choose in between to opt in to put money in a savings account you can't touch for, what, 30 or 40 years, or, you know, you need that money to feed your kids. You shouldn't have to fucking choose. Well, need to go back to the old pension system model. Fuck 401k. That seems like a fucking pyramid scheme to me, Ben Shapiro, but you won't talk about that. Anything that benefits the average worker, you know, you have a problem with that. But continue.
Meaning you can take out cash for life emergencies or with a fee for non-emergencies. And a lot of people do. In 2020, for example, 30% of people dipped into their IRA or 401ks for extra money.
Who usually takes the money out before retirement? Lower income people.
401ks are...
Oh, like Jan Hugo said, of course, when you working class, you don't have enough money to survive. Shit happens, especially during 2020. We all remember what happened then. Jeez Louise.
Also tax deferrable, meaning you put income into your account before taxes, which saves money. But because of the way our tax system is set up, savings for high income people and lower tax savings for the rest of us. The other problem is that 401ks have fees that most people don't know about. In the 1980s, when they were brand new, employers would cover the operating costs of 401ks. But companies, in a strange twist of events, have gotten a lot more greedy. Now, employees are responsible for most of those operating costs, as well as hefty fees for asset managers who are the guys handling your retirement savings. Pensions, on the other hand, are pooled together by your employer. And that giant pot of money means companies can spread financials.
So the system was really rigged against over half of the population of workers. That's why most Americans don't have enough savings.
The decline of pensions and the rise of the 401k has translated to a big loss of wealth for working people. But there's another big change in the American economy that we need to talk about. The growing number of people, especially in younger generations, who are doing gig work, part-time, or freelance jobs. Those workers don't have 401ks or pensions. So how do they save for retirement? What's that? I'm one of them. How do we save for retirement? Well, there's only one benefit that is guaranteed in this country, and that is Social Security. No matter what I do for work, whether I'm full-time or self-employed, I will get that sweet, sweet check when I'm too old to work on these videos or give foot massages to AI or whatever my job ends up being.
Social Security is like a massive pension plan. Everybody who works for a living is enrolled in Social Security, and your employer is automatically enrolled. It pays out benefits not in a lump sum, but it pays out benefits for the rest of your life.
And it's wildly popular. 79% of Americans don't want to see it cut at all.
It should be 100%. But yeah, I want to know who those 21% is. But yeah, it's wildly popular. Like, yeah, I work, I retire, and I get a check every month. Like, that's what it should be. You should get a pension and Social Security check, to be honest with you, but
So politicians wouldn't go after something that's so universally loved, right?
The Republican Party has always been against Social Security.
The Democrats too.
And in their campaign to make government smaller and to have less regulation, they realized that they had to attack.
Let's not forget Joe Biden was a Democrat, and he way younger than he is now. But back in the 80s, he advocated to cut Social Security and Medicare. And then Obama, like, didn't they try to like cut Social Security until Bernie had to made a mass movement about it? So yeah, like, yeah, you got to see why they call it a duopoly, like.
Most popular program.
Around the same time that Ted Benham was manipulating the tax code, right-wing think tanks like the Cato Institute and the Heritage Foundation were devising a way to dismantle Social Security.
For young workers entering the workforce today, even if they receive all the Social Security benefits they're promised under current law, the program will still be a miserable deal for those workers.
This fucking cretin evil. He look like a damn alien from outer space or some shit, man.
Given the enormous tax burdens they face over their careers.
And in the 1980s, these right-wing think tanks had a very powerful ally.
Ronald Reagan came into power. That administration also oversaw a cut in Social Security. Full retirement age increased from to now it's 67.
When people retire because of health reasons before the age of 67, they aren't eligible for full Social Security benefits. So raising the retirement age is really a cut in benefits. So fast forward to today, and people over 65 are currently the fastest growing population living in poverty. A big part of that is due to the fact that Social Security is actually pretty low. In 2024, the average Social Security beneficiary gets just over $1,800 per month. So what happens to those people? They live happily ever a lot of them go back to work.
He likes to work and needs to work, but I feel guilty too because he's...
Now, what in the hell are you gonna do with $1,800 a month? Like, that's the average, and rent and mortgage payment is double that. Like, what are you gonna do? Of course you gotta go back to work. You ain't got no choice. One of my mom's neighbors, like, she has to work, and she gets a Social Security check, and she still has to work part-time. So yeah, like, and this is where we are now as a nation. Like, they don't want you to retire because of profit.
He's having to work at his age.
That's Tom Coomer. He actually did have a pension from his job at McDonnell Douglas, where he had worked his entire life. But the company shut down and merged with Boeing a year before Tom was eligible for a full pension. Now he and his wife live off a little over $3,000 a month. When seniors like Tom return to the workforce, they typically earn 20% less than they did before they retired and have to do more physically demanding jobs. As a country, we've made a lot of decisions that have made retirement almost impossible for millions of people. There are fewer good union jobs like the one Sherry Kraft had at Ford, and with that, fewer pensions. The introduction of 401ks tied our future to the stock market. So now when you go to take those 401k funds at 67, you might find your money is turned into a loose paper clip and a gum wrapper. It's not the fault of young people or gig workers, Uber drivers or Walmart workers who have to work into their 80s. It's these guys. But if you're freaking out right now, don't, because there are solutions. The first is to strengthen Social Security.
Yep. So I'm gonna end it there, guys. I don't even go play the whole thing. Yeah. Like what he said, yeah. Easiest thing to do to to make people retire is to tax the rich, basically. Just tax the rich, and the sovereignty of Social Security will still be there when my old ass retire. See what I'm saying? If I'm still in the country, I don't know yet. I'm thinking about moving to Ghana, but like just simple, easy solutions. Like you ain't gotta brainstorm, you ain't gotta calculate. So yeah, y'all. That's the show. I didn't really bring my best today, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm just trying to keep it 100 with you guys, man. Like, yeah, it's hard out there, man. It really is. Seeing an old person work, it really hurts my soul because I know these people are hardworking people. Like, they thought that, you work hard. The same shit I brought up now. Like, I brought up then, like, you work hard, you do the right thing, you try to save money, and then something unfortunate happens, or the greedy oligarchs, make it like they want their profit margins to go up every year, so they, fuck us over. Like, we always the ones, the working class, always the ones to get fucked over. So again, guys, thank you so much for watching the Good Faith Show. No, this is ATP Live. Oh Lord, it really don't matter. Both of them the same show. I just try to change it up from time to time. So yeah, y'all. Follow the official Twitter account at ATPNetwork247. Follow Ty Peasant's new alternate Twitter account, Lizzie Cosmos, and like the video. Like, pushes us out in algorithm. Also, 91% of you that watch our videos are not subscribed to us. Like, I know y'all like my black ass. Subscribe. And, I know y'all like Ty Peasant. Like, Liz, aka Liz. Like, this is the reason why y'all subscribe. The ones that subscribe because of her. So, like the video, subscribe. Do what you gotta do. We gotta fight this system, man. I know it's hard, but that's just why we gotta build community, man. Like, the politicians ain't gonna save you. We save each other. So, all right, guys. That's the end. Stay strong out there, man. And stay warm, because the winter storm, it decimated the South, man. It's cold, snowy. It's crazy out there. So, all right, guys. That's it. ATP Live. This is Andre One signing out. Have a good one.